I'm Jenny Williams with Extra Living at eXp Realty, and we're at Anytime Fitness today in Chelsea. You're watching Life Along 280 in Chelsea. So Blake, how long you been here at Anytime Fitness?
It's been about 14 years now.
Awesome. That's a long time, really, in the life of Chelsea, right?
Right, it is, yeah.
Okay, y'all know I don't even work out. I do have one of those 10-pound kettlebells at home, though. My husband bought me one, and it sits on our fireplace, just taunting me.
It's decoration.
That's right. Every once in a while, when I get super upset, I'll pick it up and go, oh, yeah.
We can count that as exercise. You can clock it on your iPad, on your Apple Watch.
Right. So thank you so much for joining us today and to talk about your facility here. So 14 years, that's a really long time. I had no idea you had been here that long.
Yeah, we opened July of 2007, so we've been trucking it ever since.
Well, I know several people that come here on a regular basis. Chad Beasley is one of them, my friend Chad, and so he was here this morning.
He was. We got a good workout in this morning.
Good. Well, he actually did a training for me and our agents that we work with at eXp a couple of weeks ago, and he said that one of the #1 things that he does is come here to get the cobwebs out. Anytime. Does that mean you can come at night?
Yep, so members get it's a key fob, like a hotel key that you swipe, and it gives you 24-hour access to the club. It's a franchise, so there's 4,000 clubs nationwide, so the keys work at all of them. So it's very convenient for people to be able to come in, work out whenever they want to. As long as the power's on, we're open.
I've seen my friend Clarence work out at them across the country.
Oh yeah?
So that makes sense. And I had another friend that used to come here, and she would always be here. She was a night owl, and I could see her being here really late. So what got you into this whole fitness thing?
I started as a pre-physical therapy student, we'll say.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and so I was working with the Physiotherapy South. It's a company that's not open anymore, on doing therapy with clients, and I was working on injuries and stuff, and I kept on seeing children come in, like football players, basketball players that were young teenagers that always seemed to be back and knee issues, and I'm like, that shouldn't be the case at your age. And so I just started looking into it, and I really wanted to get with these kids early in life before they got injured to prevent the injury. And so I got into that first as like a speed and agility coach and sport-specific training, and then slowly just got to get into the one-on-one training, and the whole fitness world just sort of fell in my lap, and I ran with it because I got a passion for it, and it's paid off. God's been good about it.
I can see where your heart would just be there for those kids. Like,
yeah,
did you live with that?
Well, kids that have a future in it, especially. I mean, you don't know at that young of an age whether you have a future at sports, but at least give them a chance where they don't get injured, so they can go and perform and prove themselves. So it's a fun time. It's very fulfilling for me because I get to help people for the most part. I can't help everyone, but it really just gives me a little fulfillment to be able to reach out and help others as well. So it's a bonus for both parties involved.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that, because I am in the business of helping people. I've been a real estate coach for the past 11 years, and then of course I've been helping buyers and sellers for 25, 26. So you can't help people if they don't want to be helped.
Correct.
So how does that make you feel?
Well, you can help them realize they need to be helped and that they ask for help. So sometimes it's not
a good answer.
Yeah,
really good.
I mean, sometimes they just don't. They have something inside of them that gets them in the door, and they can't figure out the rest. And sometimes that's our job as trainers, to ask the right kind of questions and get to know the person, to really know what they need. Because sometimes what they think they want and need is not really what they need with health, their fitness. And so it's our job to sort of try to figure that kind of stuff out. And so, sometimes you got to talk people off a ledge, or convince them other things, or sweet talk them some. But for the most part, we try to just invest and just make people realize, like, we all need it. There's not one person I've ever met in my life that doesn't need to be healthy. And so for the most part, everybody that's coming in here needs the right thing. They just need it the right way. And so we try to help them in the right way.
So what kind of transformations do you get to see? I mean, you got to be really proud of some of that.
Yeah, we've had some pretty big ones over the years. Years ago, a gentleman lost, his nickname was Hamburger. He was 500 pounds. He lost 100 pounds in almost 100 days, and then he kept losing after that. So that was a big deal, because he was a nice guy and very joyful, and so he attracted a lot of attention. So people started following him. But I've helped people go from knee surgeries or injuries to recover, to being able to run again, to again, kids learning proper form and working out and not getting hurt, and then just the average 45-year-old person who's a shed 30, 40 pounds. I mean, that's the general population. And so we've had pretty cool transformations, but I would say that his hamburgers was the biggest by far, about 100 pounds in 100 days. I mean, I'd never seen that before except on TV.
Right,
so
like on The Biggest Loser.
Right, exactly. So it seems to be realistic for some people, at least, to lose that kind of weight that fast. So.
Well, then I knew you were going to have really good stories that stuck with you, just because if you've been here for 14 years and being able to see that.
Right.
But what other things do you see as patterns? Like, do people stay for a long time? Consistency.
Right.
I mean, what do you see people drop off?
You always have the New Year's resolutions.
Right.
We call them the resolutionaries. They come in here in January, and rightfully so. New year, you want to start fresh, and so there's nothing wrong with setting those kind of goals for yourself. So it takes us to make it at least a little not boring or not painful to get people in here to get them exercising. So we try to make that work by doing, sometimes we'll do in-club contests, or sometimes we'll just have little challenges or whatever, just simple stuff. We'll put workouts on the board up front so people can follow. Like last week we had spell your name workout, so each letter of the alphabet meant some kind of workout, so you spelled your name and did what it said.
Fun.
So that kind of stuff just keeps people more interested and engaged, so they don't get too stale and burn out and then go home.
And that's really the word is engagement.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Do you do a unique, do you design workouts for people? Like, do they come to you and say, okay, Blake, I'm almost 50.
Yes.
I've got a top role named Gertrude that's haunting me. I need her to go away.
Gertrude's never been brought up, but a lot of people do come in wanting to know about what I can do for them. And we're trainers. Myself, I have another female trainer and another male trainer. So yes, we work one-on-one with people on a weekly basis. I have clients I see 3 days a week. I have some clients I see 4 days a week because, accountability is a big thing too. Right. And yeah, so I have to work with people one-on-one every day to keep them motivated, keep them educated, keep them interactive so they don't get stale and burn out. Because that's by far the biggest issue, is getting stale, getting tired of coming in here and feeling like you're hurting or you're sore, and then you just burn out and fizzle away. So we try to prevent that as much as we can, because long term is where the results come.
So all of these equipment that you've got here, so did you hand select this? I mean, does everything here get used?
Yeah, everything here gets used. I mean, I went with Life Fitness, which is the brand that we go with. In my opinion, they're top shelf equipment. They've lasted. I mean, literally 90% of this stuff here has been here since 2007. And we do maintenance and stuff, but we've had no issues. So it works out well. And they work well. The biomechanics are really solid on them. And so it's good equipment. And if you want me to, I'll show you how to use some of them later.
My God.
Just let me know.
Okay.
But they're good stuff. We don't have issues at all, and they're smooth and they work great.
Okay. Well, it's good looking stuff.
Yeah.
So let's check them out.
All right, so we were talking about the machines earlier.
Yes.
So, and like I told you earlier, people don't really know what they need to do sometimes. And what I tell people, if you don't really know what you're doing in the gym, best case is to go to the machines, because they set you up properly with form. It's safer because you don't have to worry about stabilizing as much. So I'm going to show you a couple of these just to show you that they are doable, and we can help get rid of Gertrude.
This is a feeling I don't normally get in the real world, but definitely in the gym is it's intimidating.
Yes,
so
it can
already,
be. It can be.
I don't know what this machine does, and it's already just kind of intimidating whenever you see all of this stuff. That can keep you from coming and showing up and doing the work.
And it has over the years. People have been intimidated. But this machine tells you what to do. It shows you what muscle groups. So what we're going to do is set you up. I'm going to set this equipment so it's nice and easy for you, just to get you showing. So what you're going to do is a chest press. It basically works your chest and triceps and a little bit of shoulder also. So you're going to grab the handles like you are. You're going to push straight up out in front of you.
All right. If you put any weight on that at all, I probably won't be able to lift it.
It's got a little bit on there. There you go. And then come right back down. Do it again for me. There you go. See, and you're laughing while you're exercising, so that means you're liking it.
That means I can breathe.
Hey. Why don't you give me 3 more?
My son always wants to know why my muscles hang down on my arms.
Well, I don't know what kind of answer you're going to give him for that.
He's 22 too, by the way.
Good job. All right, so that was your chest.
I feel stronger already.
Yeah, there you go. So now let's work the opposite muscle group. It's just your back. This machine works all the back muscles. Again, it shows you here. So you're going to sit.
This way?
Put your chest up against the pad.
See,
grab
intimidating.
these handles.
Like I didn't know where to sit.
Well, now you do. So grab the handles in front of you.
Okay.
And you're going to pull straight back, sort of like you're rowing a boat. This machine's actually called the low row, just like that. And control it on the way back and pull it out.
Well, my back is probably going to be talking to me later going, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, don't pull just as far back. There you go.
Is that good?
Yeah. You're waking up muscles you hadn't used in a minute. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and which is awesome. It's so needed.
So that's not too bad, right? It sort of feels like a natural motion.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of these
actually,
machines.
it actually feels really good. Like, okay, like, hey, you need to do this.
Right, get your blood flowing and stuff.
Right.
Well, there you go. So you just did 2 exercise pieces of equipment. So
Oh my God, you conned me into it.
done.
Okay, so you are in the business of getting people healthy and seeing these large transformations in everyday life. How can people reach out to you and say, I need Blake in my life?
Well, I have a phone number, so I can give you that. And if you want it, it's 205-678-8820. You can also visit our Facebook page. It's Anytime Fitness Chelsea. And they can just reach out to us and call us. I mean, they can just come on. We're open 24 hours. I'm not here 24 hours a day. But we're here from about 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 7 o'clock at night through the weekdays. So just come by and see us, and we'll help you out.
All right, well, that sounds great.
Thank you.
You definitely need to stop in and see Blake. If you want to really reach your fitness goals and feel good about yourself, then you know where to come. That's what makes Chelsea such a great place to live. And you know, I love life along 280 in Chelsea. You know, Blake said a lot of really good things, and one of them is people don't really know what they need, and his job is to help people figure out what they might need or help them realize on their own what they need. That's exactly what I do when I'm talking to home sellers. Many of them will tell me that they want to be very aggressive with the price, and they may not realize the strategies or tactics that it'll take to get there. So it's my job to ask the right questions and to help them realize on their own what it is that they need for themselves. And I sell a lot of houses that have home gyms, and I can tell you that you don't want a stair climber.